Hello again everyone, my name is James Shotwell, this is the Music Biz channel, and I know there isn't a lot we can all agree on, but there's one thing that I'm fairly certain we all hate, and that's rejection. But every single week, I see artists as they begin promoting themselves to journalists and industry professionals who are making terrible mistakes with their emails that are basically positioning them for failure. And I want to stop that. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the things you need to be avoiding, the common mistakes that are preventing you from getting ahead. Now, over the last 15 years, I've been fortunate enough to be a music journalist, a music publicist. I've booked concerts, I've worked as a manager for several artists, and owned a record label, all while working at the largest music promotion company on the planet. So I have a fairly good idea of what it takes to make a successful campaign. And no matter if I'm speaking to journalists or industry professionals, every time I ask them, what is the one thing that most often stops an artist from getting ahead? It all comes down to those initial emails, those first interactions. And I know that they say first impressions are everything, but in the music industry, I don't think you fully appreciate the extent of that. Because in this industry, it's possible to make one bad first impression with one person, and then that will follow you forever. And I don't want to say that to alarm you or scare you, it's just the reality of the situation. You always want to be on your best behavior, because you never know when the person who's an intern right now will one day be the head of the record label that you hope to sign to in 5 years. That's just the way things go. It's a wild, crazy carnival of a place. It's the best and it's the worst simultaneously. And if you want to keep being a part of it, well then let's keep chatting. Okay, so again, these are very top level things. So if I start talking and you think this is obvious, trust me, it's not, because every week these things happen. First and foremost, get straight to your point with your subject line of your email. I don't know how many times I get an email from somebody that just says hi, or quick introduction, or do you have time for my music? Don't tell me that. Just give me this, just sell me. Sell me before I even click it, because I'll be honest with you. I have over 200 emails in my inbox every single day, and I'm not going to click on most of them, and I promise you I won't listen to most of them. So if you want to grab my attention as somebody that I've never seen in my inbox before, that subject line better be hidden. Tell me why I should care about you. Who are you? What do you do? What do you sound like? What is the hook to this whole thing? And if you can't sum it up in a subject line, maybe you should be focused more on that right now than getting press for yourself. Number two, we've barely moved down from the subject line, but I'll tell you, an instant delete in my book is anytime someone gets my name wrong. And they get my name wrong every single week. My name is James. I don't go by Jim, I don't go by Jimmy, but I would accept those. I don't like being called Sean or Steven or Rachel or Jasmine or whatever name you wrote in the email you sent to the last person before you sent me the exact same email, copy and pasted word for word. That is an immediate sign that you don't actually want my attention or my help or whatever it is you're telling me that you want from me. You want that from whoever's willing to give it to you, and I'm just another name on the list. I'm gonna say no. The third thing you need to stop doing is sending me your life story. I get it. You're an up-and-coming artist who's had to go through some unique experiences to really find your voice, and this new single or this new record is definitely the best thing you've done so far, and you're hoping I'll consider it, and trust me, everyone says that. Everyone has that story, and that's the beauty, is that we all have that story. But as a person who's just looking for the next song that grabs their attention, all I really need to know is who you are, where you're from, what you do, and why this song is in my inbox. And if you can't do that in less than 3 paragraphs, again, I think you're focusing on the wrong tasks right now. You need to get all your ducks in a row. You need to figure out how to sell yourself, because 3 paragraphs ain't it. Another way to get instantly deleted from somebody's inbox: attach an MP3 file to your email. In fact, attach 3 or 4 of them. I've even had somebody attach a WAV file to an email. I don't want you taking 25 megabytes in my inbox. I don't want anyone taking that much space in my inbox. So don't do it. I'll delete it immediately. In fact, most of the critics that I know and other journalists, they don't accept emails that have attachments through them at all. They have filters placed, because that's just a red flag right there. There's a good chance that if somebody is trying to send you an attachment that you didn't request, there's something fishy going on there, and you don't want to work with that person. Even if they're an artist who just doesn't know what they're doing and is foolishly attaching a file, it sets off red flags, and that red flag is going to get you banned faster than it's going to get you heard. Keeping this right along, always make sure that you're kind to people. because we talk to one another. Personally, I am in at least 6 different private Facebook groups about the music industry. I'm in one for journalists, I'm in one for managers, one for promotions, one for tour jobs, and there are people that are in all those groups, and let me tell you, they talk. If somebody has a bad interaction with somebody, if somebody screws somebody over, if somebody is rude, if somebody is, Lord forbid, violent or sexually aggressive with somebody, that gets out and it stays in the ether forever. You shouldn't be that person in the first place, but you definitely have to treat people with a sense of kindness. Just because somebody might not be able to help you the way that you want doesn't mean that you can talk badly to them. And if you do, don't be surprised if word about your behavior gets out, because again, this community is smaller than you think. And the last thing that I'm going to say in this video, which I know is probably a little short, but again, these are basic tips. Know what you're looking for, okay? For example, if you write a music critic looking for a feature interview, you're not going to get a response. Likewise, if you ask Rolling Stone to review your new unsigned EP, you're probably not going to get a response. Rolling Stone doesn't do that thing. You see what I'm saying? When you're sending emails to people pitching your music, do it purposefully, because the people on the receiving end, they're doing their jobs purposefully. If they're a music editor, they're looking for the best new music that fits into the parameters of what they cover to put out on their music website. And if they're a record label, they're looking for the best artist with all their ducks in a row to put on their label to help take them to the next level. And if you're not telling them that you're that person, what are they supposed to do with the email that you've sent them? Just tell you that it's good music? Take you by the hand and open up a door of options and let you choose? That's not how this works. You have to know what you're doing. So before you write anybody, make sure you know who you're talking to. Make sure you know what you want. Make sure that you can state what you do and why you do it clearly and in a short way. Make sure you have a grabbing headline. Make sure that you are nice to people. If you can do all of these things, you will get so much further than just shooting emails out into the ether and praying. It's just not going to work that way. And if you want even more insight into the music business, guess what? I'm here each and every week bringing you new videos on exactly that. Emerging trends, what's going on, what we can learn from the biggest stars, and what we can learn from the biggest failures. I don't like to talk about failure, but sometimes we have to do it. Anyways, my name is James Shotwell. This is the Music Biz channel. I'll be back again soon, and I hope you are too. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below. And if you have, thank you so much. Your support makes this channel possible. It makes my job possible. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Now, I'll be back again soon, but until then, please, 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 take care of yourself, because you deserve it.